Papoose. You really are. You have turned into a piece of shit. This right here, the gambling, the failures that you've had in your career or whatever that didn't pan out how you wanted to, has turned you into somebody else. That was
The whole mess began when Claressa Shields found herself in the middle of a public scandal that she probably never imagined would blow up this big. It all started when Remy Ma, clearly fed up, posted Claressa's phone number on her social media account, the same account with over 10 million followers. By doing that, Remy didn't just cross a line. She dragged everyone into their personal business and let the world know that Claressa and Papoose were together. Remy's rant wasn't just about the phone number. She reminded Claressa that she had just turned 30 years old, had become a world champion boxer, and had built an impressive life for herself, all the way from the tough streets of Flint, Michigan. Claressa had no kids, a bright future, and a name respected in sports. But instead of focusing on her career and personal goals, Remy questioned why she was tied to a 47-year-old man who, in her words, had nothing going for him. Remy claimed Papoose had no career, no steady income, and was basically living off a cut of Claressa's money because he was her manager. "You've turned into something else," Remy said, accusing Claressa of letting bad decisions and failed relationships change her for the worse. According to Remy, Papoose's past gambling habits and failures had only dragged Claressa down, not lifted her up. The drama hit another level when, just a few days after Claressa publicly spoke in an interview about wanting kids with Papoose next year, news broke that he had cheated on her. The internet exploded, with many saying Claressa had no one to blame but herself. People brought up the old saying, "You lose them the way you get them," pointing out that she got involved with Papoose while he was still married to Remy Ma. At the time, Claressa believed Remy was just being a bitter ex-wife, but that didn't mean Remy's warnings weren't true. Remy had claimed that Papoose was broke, homeless, and only with Claressa for financial support. Claressa brushed it off, especially since her relationship with Remy was already tense. Months earlier, the feud had started when Remy allegedly took Papoose's phone while he was asleep at her place and found private messages between him and Claressa. Remy claimed Papoose had fallen asleep on the phone with Claressa and refused to leave her home, even when asked. When Claressa realized Remy was on the line, she hung up immediately. Remy accused Claressa and her PR team of spreading lies to make Remy look bad and Papoose look like the perfect man. She said she asked Papoose to clear things up, but he told her to stay quiet. On top of that, Remy claimed Papoose had insulted Claressa's looks and told people he'd never be intimate with her, and that she had the proof to back it up. Up until then, no one knew about Claressa and Papoose's relationship. Once it became public, the reaction was intense. Claressa fired back, questioning why a woman with two boyfriends could be upset at a man with a girlfriend. The gossip didn't stop for days. At first, Papoose stayed silent, but eventually, he clapped back at Remy. On Christmas Day, he posted a photo of Remy with her new partner, Easy the Block Captain, claiming she was with him while Papoose was home with his daughter. He accused Remy of being mad because he had moved on and said she refused a divorce because he wouldn't lie about a fight they had. He even hinted that he had messages showing Remy asking him to help cover up the truth, but he didn't care anymore. Papoose also made a shocking claim, saying he had punched Easy after shaking his hand and then slept with Remy afterward. He insisted it wasn't about jealousy and warned that things were only going to get uglier from here. Remy then went live again, explaining why she cheated. She told Claressa directly that Papoose had been broke and was only with her for a place to live. She also claimed that while she was in prison, Papoose pretended to be a loyal husband in public, but behind the scenes, he was cheating and even getting other women pregnant. She said she knew the truth because she had to deal with baby mamas and drama during holidays. According to Remy, Papoose didn't want the public to know that they hadn't shared a bed since May 2022. She said he clung to the black love image because it was all he had left. And while people online argued about who was broke, Remy said Papoose was actually the least financially successful man she had ever been with. She claimed she paid $1.3 million in cash for her house, took care of her kid, and carried all the financial weight. Remy also warned Claressa to be careful, saying that Papoose wanted another child but didn't even take care of the son he already had. She accused him of holding on to things at her house, refusing to move forward with the divorce, and not being present as a father. It became clear that Remy's latest outburst was triggered by her fear that Papoose would quietly divorce her without the public hearing her side. But Papoose wasn't going to let her have the last word. Just minutes after her live stream ended, he responded angrily. He reminded everyone that when Remy went to prison, he put his career on hold to support her. He said he left his tour, bailed her out when she got into trouble, paid to move her belongings into storage, and even rented a condo near the prison, so he could visit her every day. For a full year, he claims he visited her daily, until his own career and finances took a hit. Then he had to cut back to visiting 3 times a week. Still, he said he never missed a holiday and took care of her kids, including her stepson. Papoose flipped the broke accusation back on her, claiming she was actually the one struggling for money and asking him for financial help. He dropped another bombshell. While Remy was publicly criticizing Nicki Minaj for using ghostwriters, she was secretly having Papoose write her lyrics. By this point, the back and forth wasn't just about a failed marriage, it was a full-blown public war, with both sides exposing personal secrets and trying to ruin each other's reputations. What began as a love story had turned into one of the ugliest celebrity breakups in recent memory, with Claressa Shields now caught right in the middle of the storm. Papoose didn't hold back when he finally decided to tell his side of the story. According to him, he carried the weight of their relationship for years, financially, emotionally, and in every other way that mattered. He says that for an entire...
We just treat them all the same, really. I've been, like you said, we've been married for 10 years. We've been together for 13 years. So when we met, we were really young. We were both in our early 20s, and we both had children when we were teenagers. So I pretty much watched the 18-year-olds grow up since they were about 4. And his 21-year-old, which is now my 21-year-old, she was about 8 or 9 when I first met them. So for them to be 18 and in their 20s now, I feel like I've been there for pretty much a large part of their lives. And they
entire year, he took care of everything without working, making sure their son's needs were met no matter the situation. If their child needed something and she had a little money in her account, she might help out, but most of the time, the responsibility fell completely on him. He claims this wasn't just about paying bills, it was about love and sacrifice. He says he tolerated lies, infidelity, and repeated betrayals for years, choosing to stay for the sake of their child. According to him, catching her cheating wasn't a one-time event. It happened more than once, and despite giving her multiple chances to change, she kept breaking his trust. They even tried going to therapy, hoping to repair the damage. But Papoose says she broke the agreement they made with the therapist, proving to him that nothing had really changed. He also addressed her public claim that they hadn't been intimate since 2022, calling it a flat-out lie. There was never an open relationship arrangement, he insists. The only agreement they had was her telling him she wasn't with another man. A promise, he says, she broke. When he found out the truth, things escalated. He admits that when he finally confronted the man she had been seeing, it ended in a physical altercation. Beyond the personal betrayal, Papoose also feels disrespected for the way she has downplayed his role in her career. He says he paid every bill in their home, bought her countless gifts, all documented on his social media, and even contributed heavily to her music. In fact, he claims to have written